Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Charles with the Monday edition of Charles Snyder Raw. It's unscripted, unscheduled, and sometimes unable to do much of anything because of equipment failures. Equipment failures aside, I got most of that all straightened out. I'm finally caught up today. This video gets us back on schedule. Well, I'm still missing the 1-minute marketing tips. Today, the third one is actually due, but I'm going to try and get caught up on them soon. The main thing is I wanted to get caught up on these, so I'm back on schedule. But listen, that's not what I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to address basically two things. Number one, you'll remember last week that, the IRS is calling from British Columbia. Right. You'll remember last week I did a video where I answered a question for a guy named Tony, and I took a real long, hard look at his website, his question in general, and I dug into things a little deeper. And the biggest thing that I tried to get across to Tony was wherever he's gotten his information from, he was focusing on the wrong thing, especially if he's talking about, providing services as a social media expert, quote unquote. It's on his website, not mine. And he's not even doing his research. He doesn't have an idea of actually what's going on. And the biggest thing there was video. Facebook, Instagram are both run by Facebook. They've done studies. Same thing by Google and YouTube. Google owns YouTube. And as well as, from Twitter, LinkedIn, and a couple of the other ones, show that as, 10 times or more views are obtained from using video. Not a single video on this guy's website. And I pointed that out to him while I was on his website. Made a whole video out of it. And this morning, I get a notification that he upvoted my answer and then unvoted it. And then he turned around and found our agency Facebook page and gave us a 1-star review without any kind of an explanation. So, that kind of, as I stated in the video, I wasn't trying to upset the guy, but on the same token, if you're going to, tout yourself as a marketing expert, at least know what the hell you're talking about. And if you're going to give us a 1-star review, at least tell us what the problem is so we can fix it. But there's no notice, no email, didn't try to call us, and all we got is a 1-star review and unvoted. So that leaves me with the only possible explanation being he's butthurt from the truth. I'm not going to lie just to make you feel better. If you ask us a question, if you ask us to review something, I'm going to give you an honest answer. And if that doesn't suit you, you probably shouldn't ask. But anyway, I wanted to address another question that we stumbled upon on Quora while we were addressing this other issue with, rather butthurt Tony, is I stumbled across this, and it was recommended that I can't even find the name right now, so forget about that part. But anyway, the question is, will reducing a Facebook ad budget instead of increasing it affect the cost per click and results in general? Well, yes and no. The first part is why are you reducing the Facebook budget? Facebook budget does not affect cost per click. How interested your audience, your targeted audience, is in your ad dictates cost per click. This is real simple. If a lot of people are interested, they're interacting with your ad, they're liking it, they're sharing it, they're commenting on it, your cost per click is going to be lower because you're getting more traffic, more interaction, which means you get charged more, so your costs are reduced. Whereas another ad that doesn't get any likes, doesn't get any shares, doesn't get any comments, your cost per click is going to be much higher. It's simple math. Facebook is a business. They're in business to make money. If your ads are not getting clicks, they have to charge more per click to make money. But if you're getting a lot of social interaction, your cost per click goes down. So no, adjusting your budget is not going to reduce your cost per click. It is going to affect the fact that you will reach less people. So there is an effect as in the amount of people actually reached within your audience with your ad is actually going to be much smaller. Therefore, your chances of interactions with that ad are also going to be reduced. So, reducing your budget for an ad simply to reduce your cost per click, number one, isn't going to work, and number two, it's actually going to raise your cost. You got one answer on there from Tyler, who I'm guessing is an owner of some kind of a marketing agency, and his answer is, for the most part, incorrect. And I will go into that a little bit and explain why. First part of his answer is it depends on the audience you're targeting. No, it does not depend on the audience you're targeting. It depends on how interested the people are in your ad. Bottom line. I found that in some cases, if I'm targeting a super niche audience, 30,000, newsflash, 30,000 is not a niche audience. That's a very broad audience. Look into Facebook Ads Manager and actually look at the analytics. 30,000 people is actually a fairly broad selection. It is not anywhere close to being a super niche audience. Less than 10,000, I'd buy that. But even in most cases, 10,000 is still going to be a fairly broad audience. But anyway, that's the second hint that Mr. Tyler doesn't know what he's talking about. And then he goes on to say, if I slowly lower my budget, I'll get the same amount of conversions for the same price. Wrong. If you're getting the social action and stuff out of it, yes, you will get the same results because it's costing you less to get people to see your ads and stuff. But again, if you reduce it, you're narrowing the number of people that are going to see it, and therefore the chances of someone actually interacting with your ads, or better still, clicking through your ad to your offer. Anyway, he goes on to say, I'm guessing you want to decrease your Facebook ad budget because you're not seeing the results you'd like to see. It's completely fine to decrease it, but in my opinion, you should put it in more places. Yes and no. Again, if you decrease the ad, well, let me back up there. Let me just qualify this. If you're not testing your ads, A/B testing, split testing your ads before you start dumping money in them, shame on you for throwing money away. That's just bad idea. And if it's not working, yes, of course, shut it off, start over, but do A/B testing and start with a small budget, find out what works, find out what gets the clicks and the interaction, and then put money into what works, not the other way around. You're putting the cart before the horse. So that's the third indication that Tyler is misleading you. Maybe not intentionally, but he's misleading you. So here, he goes on to say, for instance, create a new campaign, and instead of targeting 5 ad sets, maybe bump it up to 10. Well, yes, that kind of goes back to what I was just saying as far as split testing. Every single ad you have, you should run at least 2 different versions. Maybe change the image, change the heading. There's a lot of different variations that you can actually do. So And each one should have a small budget to start, then increase it with the one that works. And then it goes, with any budget changes on Facebook, never do anything crazy like bring your budget from $100 to $50 in one day, or 50 to 100, or even 5 to 10, or 10 to 5. I'm not sure what the hell all that's supposed to mean, but although it might not seem like much, it's telling Facebook you're doubling or cutting in half your ad budget, which is a big deal and can mess with your whole campaign. No, absolutely not. That, again, that goes back to what I was stating as start off small to find out what works. Most of what you put up there is not going to work. You're not going to hit a home run the first time. You're going to have to tweak it. You're going to have to change images. You're going to have to change the ad copy. You're going to have to change the offer. You're going to have to play with the buttons. Add video, try images. I would never recommend doing just a text-only ad, because that's just stupid. Play with the headings. Play with the ad copy. Play with the targeting, but start small, like $1 a day. What's $1 a day? Test it out for a couple days to see how the ads do. And then the ones that actually get click-throughs, that actually get comments, social interaction, they're the ones you put the money into. You turn off the rest. Never, ever, ever start off at $100 a day. It's idiocy. I mean, you're just throwing money away at that point. Or you can just hire Tyler, because he can help you throw money away if that's what you want to do. Anyway, that's the way I do it. I call it the way I see it. I call it the way my experiences have shown me things that have actually worked. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to give it to you straight. If that offends you, don't watch my videos. I'm out of here. Hope you had a great weekend. This is Monday. I'm going to be back again tomorrow with another Raw video. So, in the meantime, love, peace, and chicken grease.